Hello everyone, welcome to the Elliott Wave Forecast.com YouTube channel. My name is Henry, and today is Tuesday, June the 4th, and the time is around 3:30 a.m. GMT. So today we're going to be updating the GDX. This is the gold miners ETF. We can see this is a 30 minutes chart, short-term outlook. We can see right here. This starts from wave 2 here, so the pullback to, let me see what the level is. Okay, so the pullback to this low at $20.26 ended with 2 in the blue here. Okay, and then if that's the case, then what we are doing now, we are doing with 3, right? We are doing a with 3, and so we can see in the subdivision here, this is with 1 and this is with 2, right? And then we got a with 3, a very extended impulsive with 3 with a nice 5-wave subdivision, so it's a nesting. And then we can see we are expecting a pullback to hold, okay, not necessarily above 2156. This 2156 is only for one more push higher, but this with 4 technically is going to be correcting this with 3. So the invalidation level is not technically this one. If we are talking about the wave 4 here, it should be technically this one, but it won't of course if it is really a wave 4, which it should be, because we got a very impulsive move with a very extended wave 3. If this is really a wave 4, then it should be, from Elliott Wave principle, it should be ending somewhere between the 23.6, 38.2 retracement most of the time. So you do the retracement from here, and depending on where this wave 3 ended, okay, so right now still can have a marginal high before we do the pullback. But suppose I just pick a random level here. Suppose we end the wave 3 here and at this level at $22.60. Then when you do the retracement from this starting point of the wave 3 to the wave 3, so we are assuming wave 3 ended here, and that's just assumption at this point, then that means this wave 4, okay, it should be ending somewhere between 23.6 and 38.2, which is around this area. Sometimes it can be even higher than that, so sometimes it can be 40, I believe it's something like 146, I believe. I need to double check again, but it can be somewhere even higher, right? It could be somewhere even higher if it is really very strong. If it is a very strong move to the upside, then it sometimes can end the 14.6. I think I double checked, this one is correct, 14.6 and then 23.6 and then and so on. So it should be somewhere around here, and then we can resume higher again, at least one more leg in the wave 5. Alright, so that means that GDX should continue to be supported, and this is currently acting as a safe haven, right? Indices selling off, metal, the precious metals, gold, the physical gold, and the GDX actually rally, inversely correlated with the stock, the broader stock market right now. So yeah, so we should be looking for further support. And if I look at the larger time frame here, this is the 4-hour chart. This is only a partial label, guys. Cannot show you guys all the chart because we have clients that basically our members pay for the service, so we will only give limited kind of view here in the shorter cycle to help you guys. And if you guys want to see more details about the higher time frame, you can always try our service. We have 14 days free trial, and the link is provided in the description of the video. So here, partial view in the 4-hour chart of the GDX. If we look at this pullback that starts from February 21st, this pullback nicely unfolded into a zigzag or a flat. I think it's a zigzag here, EP, and then 1 2 3 4 5 ended somewhere in the blue box, and it held above the 1964. The 1964 is kind of critical because if it drops to as low as 1964, that will increase the risk. This becomes a 1 2 3 with a 4 and a 5, but thankfully it didn't go to 1964 and it held above it and then starts to reverse again to the upside. So now we can say that this is not really 1 2 3 because it never reached the 1.618, and also you can see the reaction higher has been quite strong. Now you've seen the wave 2 here before in the 1 hour chart, so that's the same wave 2 here, right? So this got to be wave 1 if that's the case. So we can see now the structure here. We are now in the wave 3, right? So we got a couple of options here, right? If you look at the 1 hour chart, we will be placing this wave 1 and 2 here so that you guys can see where we are in the larger picture here. So we got 1 2 1 2 a nest, and we should be ending 3 4 and 5, right? Just like the 1 hour chart. And again, with 4 here should continue to find support and to extend higher. Now if GDX can break above here, February 20th, then that will confirm the next leg higher has started in the GDX. But by the look of it, how strong this move is, okay, I think we can sort of argue that that is eventually going to happen. Even though it has not happened, that is eventually going to happen. So this one, we got a couple of different scenarios, right? If we only look at the shorter cycle only and we don't really care about the larger time frame, then we can say that, well, we got a 1 2 and then 3, so at least we should get another leg higher if just looking at the very short term. All right, so then that means we need to have a complete 5 ways up before we are ending the cycle, and then we can do a bigger pullback. Now in the larger time frame, this 5 waves here, it can be, I mean, we got a couple of ways to do it. We can be doing a nest like this, which is more powerful, right? Which is something like this. You got 1 2, and then this entire move is just a wave 1 of 3, right? This is just a wave 1 of 3 like this. Right, with 1 of 3. So this is another possibility. I mean, this is definitely one possibility here with 1 of 3, right? Another possibility is that we are now doing something like this. So we just do a wave 1 2, and then this is gonna be a 3, and then you know, we continue higher like this, like a 4 or 5 like this, and then that will end only with 1. Right, that will end this with 1, and then maybe you get another pullback like this in the wave 2 after that, to the previous wave 4, and then higher again in the wave 3, and so on. So that is another possibility, right? So in the medium term, then there are a couple of different routes that it can happen, but in the short term, what we can say that in the short term is that we only see, it looks to be only 3 waves so far, with a very extended and impulsive wave 3. So that means if we just focus on the shorter cycle, I think we can conclude that I think we can see at least another leg higher, and then from here there are a couple of different routes that can happen, okay, depending on which route it takes, but at least in the shorter cycle we can say this pullback should continue to find support in 3 7 11 swing, and ideally should end somewhere between this 14.6 38.2. Then from there GDX should do at least one more leg higher to finish a 5 waves from this May 23rd low here. Okay, so that is the update in the shorter cycle for the GDX, and for further updates, again, you can check our service. And otherwise, have a nice day everyone, and see you all again tomorrow.